It's another episode of Mondo Mayhem, and this time it's this big old boy. He's so big, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. And if you're not familiar with this is Mondo, 1/6 scale animated series for the xmen stuff. Saberman. Is that his name? So we'll look at all the details and the articulation and compare him to himself. I don't know what that means. Starting off with the front of the packaging, my goodness sakes. Dan Wiesenmeyer, the artist behind this, and the storyboards, and originally a storyboard artist for the old school animated series. This is stunning. It makes me so happy to see this. And you know, this is one of those packages where the more you look at it, the more you enjoy it. So like, look at Wolverine here. This is a lot of work to come up with all of this. I don't think that he had access to his old 1990s stuff, but maybe he did. Back of the box, you get a lot more beautiful artwork. Look at all that stuff with little notes that you can choose to read if you want to do that. And then at the bottom is the most important part, which is everybody involved. And Alex Brewer, the master, the one and only, the king, the queen, the all the above, court jester even. I have no idea what I'm saying anymore. And with Mondo Mayhem, all the stuff gets given away. For the details on how it works, click the link down in the description to see if you can get yours. And with classic beauty, the inside flap, not the front, I almost said front. Inside flap has a little bio about this boy and a beautiful shot of the figure. Now there is a little bit of plastic on him, but you can still see it. So in-box collectors, look at that. You can still enjoy it, but you probably want to take it out and look at it. Actually, you should take it out, put it on display. Now with everything on this channel for the Mondo Mayhem, these were sent to me by Mondo so that we could review these things, let you see what's available right now on the website. Tariffs or no tariffs, you can get these things at the price they're supposed to be, shipped to you. I need you to know that I've made a grave mistake. For some reason, this Mondo Mayhem, I just wanted to make it a big deal, and I love the brand, I love the team behind it. They're really producing great stuff, but I didn't think about the fact that I should consider keeping some of these things, because now this is something I'm gonna be giving away, and I regret that. That's the mistake. I should be keeping this thing, especially with that new Wolverine. My God, what have I done? Anyway, well, let's see what this thing looks like for whoever ends up winning it. It makes me sad. What have I done? Now, there is a little bit of paint blemish there, so, you know, it wouldn't bother me, but I'll feel a little bit better about getting rid of it. In classic form, you get this base, which reminds you of your mommy's dollies from when you were a kid, but I'm thankful to have it. It's pretty simple, and now they seem to be making more advanced stands, so I'm happy for that. You get this remote detonator, which actually has, look at that, sculpted in, on and off. Love this. Now, is this a remote detonator for this thing? Is this from the when he's in Alaska or whatever with Wolverine? I don't remember, but I love these details. I love the paint work, and if you don't like that, what's wrong with you? Can you not see it with your own eyes? Look at this big old stack of dynamite. Wow, wow, wow. The details in the sculpt here. Now the paint most certainly is not perfect. This might be one of the sloppiest things I've seen from Mondo, which is very, very rare. And of course, with my human eyeballs, doesn't bother me, totally fine. But plugging it into the camera hole, that's not how that works. Looking at it in extreme close-ups, yeah, it's a little bit sloppy looking. Up next, we get this, not an alternate head, but what the heck is this guy from? What is this one? I don't remember. This is one of the space robot boys? Someone's got to tell me down in the comments, because I've forgotten completely, but it's cool. I like it, whatever. Alternate face in the box. Oh my God. That is definitely our man Sabretooth right from the animation. Good Lord. Now, I really, really do love these colors and the contrast of what am I trying to say? Cell shading, that's it. I love the cell shading on this. This is working really well. The skin tone cell shading is actually very subtle, which is good because sometimes it can be like very drastic and gross looking. Sometimes when they do cell shading with yellow, not they, Mondo, but they as in people. Hasbro's done a bad job sometimes, but this is working really well for me. It looks so much like the animation. And if you're not familiar with the Mondo Mayhem, that's every Monday of May. We're getting close to the end, folks. We got one more beyond this, so stick around, hit the subscribe button, and find out, well, you probably already know who's next. The face that's on by default is this angry one, but this also fantastic. Now, again, paint maybe not the greatest thing in the world. Looks a little uneven on the teeth, but again, how many times can I say that? Looking at it right here, totally fine. Does not bother me whatsoever. Now, this is one of the semi-earlier items. Like, since this has come out, Mondo has reworked some of their entire figures, but also the joints on the figures. So this is similar to what Magneto has with this kind of like elbow thing going on. Now they seem to be double jointed elbows like our Cyclops and Nightcrawler. The hands that are on by default are just these big, beautiful, scratchy boys, which you might be able to use to hold something, but man, are these not gonna just destroy Wolverine. Alternate sets of hands, you got these guys, which are definitely gonna be for some slashing. Cutting and slashing. These look so nice. Pretty straightforward. Colors all look really nice. And then you got a couple of punching hands, which you gotta do because, I mean, let's face it, he does sometimes punch, but you gotta imagine having claws like that and then making a fist. That's gotta hurt. Every time you punch, you're puncturing your own skin. It's a good thing you can heal, huh? So let's just look at the details of this guy. We looked at the accessories and the optional parts. So looking at this mane, man, is that not like dominating this design? And seeing it this large and from the animated series, this makes me really happy. This is so much more accurate than anything we've seen. Of course, that's kind of Mondo's thing. Now, not always great with articulation. That's okay, especially in these older ones. But with big boys like this, you generally can't have like a crazy articulated character on the shelf just because of the weight. But that aside, they are the kings and queens of making the animated series come to life. And man, does it not just like fulfill me with nostalgia, hey, and happiness. The paint work overall on this guy is looking really great. There's nothing that's standing out, maybe a little bit of discoloration in this like elbow plastic, but this is just kind of being picky. Now, it has a really nice matte finish, which Mondo is always good at doing, so I'm thankful for that because it does make a huge difference. When you see something like this next to a figure that's super glossy because of the paint or plastic coming through, it's just, there's no comparison in which one has the premium look and feel. Articulation, I don't know that we're gonna have a ton, okay? But he does look down really well, so if he needs to stare down a Wolverine, he can. He can look up just slightly, so if there's like a storm or a rogue flying around, he can kind of see him from the ground. Side to side, there's actually a pretty good amount of range in that head. I'm a bit surprised, to be honest. Arms go up just fine. You got some rotation, which is obviously going to get limited by that mane. That's what you want to call this. And he's got essentially a 90-degree on the elbow. And then when it goes back, just be careful of this thing hitting his bulging muscles. And then of course it does swivel there at that part. And then a standard ball peg for the wrists. Body articulation, I think we might have a little bit more than you would think, because this does look like a really nice cutout. Or maybe not. Maybe it's about as much as you normally would get. So that's all the way forward. Going back is pretty good. And we got some side to side, nothing crazy. Waist articulation exists, but it's certainly tight. And if you keep pushing it, I'm sure you can get it. But, you know, you might stretch that part out. Plus, then it looks a little weird. Legs go out only that far, but that's all right. It kicks up just as far as he needs to. And then you got these double jointed knees, which are doing their job. And then it does rotate right inside of here, top and bottom, and a standard thing for the foot. Whatever words are, he's got it. So look. Is this thing stunning? Yes, I already said that. And then I said that I regret that I'm giving them away. So if you want more information on that, then just click the link down in the description, follow the rules, and you may be able to win this thing. And when you follow that link, if you become a member, you actually up your chances of winning something. So again, just read the description. So thank you to Peter, thank you to the excellent team at Mondo for sending these things over. We've got one more left this month, so stay tuned for that. See if you can win it. If you enjoyed this and you want to see some more stuff from Mondo, then click the top link there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.